What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick. Just kind of going over his 2018 film back in Tampa. Uh, just want to give you guys an idea of what he still has, because I mean he's getting older. Um, so yeah, I looked through I watched many of his games, but I'm just gonna quickly go through certain plays just to point out certain things. Um, First one. Let's see. Week 11. This one right here. I have timestamps of what to show you. This is basically going to show you that even with his age, he still has some wheels. He's still got some ability to escape the pocket and take off when he needs to. So that's something good to see. I mean, don't expect him to be Cam Newton out here, but you know, hey, I'll let it run. I'll let the play run again. This way you can see it at a different angle. Definitely shows some good mobility, and he uses that quite effectively at times. But I still prefer him in the pocket. I don't want him getting hurt. But yeah, I just figured that I should do this video because he's probably at least going to start in the beginning of the season. I assume Josh Rosen will end up playing at some point, but that will probably be later down the line. Oh, actually, it already went to the next play I was going to show you. Okay. So this is an example of him not reading the field well and still not making good decisions despite his age. He's going to force this ball real heavy. And the thing is, if he throws with a little bit of touch, he's got Adam Humphries right here. But instead, he's going to try to force this thing. He's just going to try to use his arm strength to try to force that in there, and it's just not going to work. He needs to be a little bit more patient and find real open targets, but he's always been a gunslinger, making bad decisions. Got another one in week 11. Timestamp is this one here. Yeah, this is showing that he still has a tendency to just try to lob the ball up and just try to let the receiver make the play. He has a tendency of doing that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. He relies very heavily on his receiver's talent. He'll lob a ball up and not even really care if it's that accurate and just let the receiver try to make a play. And I think it's important to point out that the Miami Dolphins don't have the receiving core that Tampa does. I mean, that's just an unfortunate fact. So he's not going to be able to do that as much in Miami. He's going to have to be a little bit more patient and read the field better. He can't just lob it up and try to let the receiver make plays all the time, because it results in a lot of interceptions. Week 10. This first play. This is to show off his arm strength, but also shows that his accuracy is very inconsistent at times as well. Like I said, that's a dart right there, but went way over the receiver's head. Yeah, he's still got the arm strength, but his accuracy has never been very consistent. Okay. The very next play, another interception. This is another example of him not reading the field well. I'm going to show you. Yeah, see, he kind of forces it to his receiver there. Slow it down. I just need him to take more time and survey the field a lot more effectively than he does at the moment. He's been like this throughout his career. Dolphins fans should remember him with the Bills and the Jets, and he hasn't changed. So yeah, he's just gonna try to force that. And the thing is, he has the safety here and this guy here to try to pick him off. He's throwing in a very heavy contested lane. And here's the thing. Watch Mike Evans here. No, Mike Evans right here. My bad. Mike Evans is wide open there. You could also get the ball to Godwin as well without forcing it so heavily. That's pretty much the bulk of my problem with this guy. He just needs to learn to read the field more effectively. I mean, he's a veteran, so at this point, he shouldn't still be making mistakes like that. Okay. So, let me go over here. Yeah. So, those were both from later in the season. Now I'm going to go back and show a couple plays from the first few games. Because, as you all know, he was balling out last year in the very beginning of the season. And I'm going to kind of show you why. What was so different. Actually, it really wasn't different, but it just worked out. Watch Deshaun Jackson here. He was running a streak route, and he had to completely break off his route to come get this ball. That's another example. It worked out this time. I'll let the play run. But that's another example of Ryan Fitzpatrick trying to rely on his receivers to bail him out. Which, I mean, at times, you have to do that. But he does it a little bit too much. And unfortunately, we just don't have the receivers like that. I mean, Kenny Stills can probably do that, but the rest of our receiving core, not so much. And that causes more interceptions than not, unfortunately. And like I said before, we just don't have the receiving core that Tampa did last year. Let me see. Yeah, I got another one kind of like that. This one right here. O.J. Howard. This is probably going to be the last clip I'm going to show you guys. Just going to let this run. But yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick really hasn't changed. I mean, look at the way he fired that in. Let me slow that down. Like, he's going to dart that in. And just throwing it into heavy contention, I mean, it worked out, but most of the time it won't. And that's also another example of him still having the arm. He hasn't lost it with age. But if that linebacker wouldn't have been just a little bit back, that would have been an easy interception for him, especially because he got a receiver right here open. It worked out, and O.J. Howard is a supreme athlete, so he made a big play. But just something I'd like to point out. The reasons that he was so successful last year, well, in the beginning of last year, was because he was playing very loose. That's the type of quarterback he was. Jameis Winston was the starter at the time. He was just suspended, so Ryan Fitzpatrick had to step up. So there was zero pressure for him. And he was just lobbing the ball up loosely and letting the receivers make plays. And that can work for a little while, but eventually defenses are going to start playing you tighter, and that's when Ryan Fitzpatrick has problems. Because if you're going to be lobbing the ball up like that, yeah, you're going to make some big plays, like this one here. I'll let the rest of the play run. Yeah, you're going to have big plays like this, but you're also going to get a lot of turnovers. And Ryan Fitzpatrick has always been known for turning the ball over a lot. So just be ready for that. But I'll let this play run. Okay. So I think that's going to be it for this video. I would just be beating a dead horse at this point. So if you like this video, I would appreciate you hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comments down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.